Hercules calls an old friend in Hercules issue 6. So this issue, I think, is the last issue of the series. I mainly think that because at the end of this book, where it usually has like "Don't miss the next issue," it had something called "Gods of War" issue 1. So I guess this is it for Hercules, and it sort of ended with like instead of "to be continued," it sort of ended with "end" down the bottom where the to be continued usually is. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty cool book. And if it's the end, it's kind of sad, but I don't see how it could be the end since the story's still pretty open. But yeah, this was really cool. This was sort of like the victory issue after Hercules and Gilgamesh's fight with the new gods. And, you know, it was just them in their apartment with all the people they'd met up, Aya and all that, sort of partying really. They have like this dinner and, you know, they all talk and have fun and everything in Sophia's apartment building and everything is centaurs and everything. And then Hercules meets with Tony Stark on the roof. He meets with Iron Man on the roof to sort of talk about how he's been and everything and how he was always like this big, I guess, dick in a way. He was kind of a dick when he first came to the world after completing and doing his trials and labors and everything. And even Iron Man says like he's immortal, so he doesn't understand consequences, and it's kind of true as well. Like he's since he's immortal, he's sort of rambunctious and like goes dive headfirst into battle, you know, it's alright, I'll live, you know, and doesn't think of what will happen if, you know, that he does that in like a team environment, which is also brought up. But what's really interesting is that this wasn't actually Iron Man because they actually get into a bit of a fight. Iron Man leaves, and then we find out that Iron Man was actually the new god. He'd been using his powers to sort of make himself look like Iron Man, so he got into a fight, and in doing so, he actually turned Hercules back into an alcoholic. Because this whole issue, he's been living with Sophia and everything, and one of the rules is that he cannot drink or anything while he's living there and basically being a hero. So now he's sort of broken that, and the gods broken him basically. So this is that's really cool. I thought that was really interesting, and it's gonna be really interesting to see what exactly he does going into Civil War and whether he retreats back to Olympus like Iron Man suggested, or Iron Man and this new god, or whether he goes off on his own in a drunken stupor and just turns up in Civil War to wreak havoc. I'm really excited to find out. I'm gonna give this issue a 9 out of 10.